Right. Good evening. Welcome to Taz's Football Stand and Gentlemen on this Monday evening. Very, very sad day for the footballing world today as the European Super League has been confirmed. It's the one thing that football fans really did not want to hear. The Juventus board, the Manchester United board, and mostly the Real Madrid board mostly involved in all this. Be great to hear your thoughts in the live chat. Do get your comments in the chat. Because I'm not used to using StreamYard, I'm not going to show the messages on the screen like a lot of people do. I've got the live chat up on my iPad as per usual. We've got a few guests and I'll introduce them one by one in a moment. But I just want to say welcome everyone who's joined us this evening. Scotchy B, hello famous man, end of a footballing era with the European Super League. I don't believe it's actually going ahead. Maybe the Prime Minister could stop it. Another stream, I see you sure pumping them out. And what's the famous dinner tonight? I think you knew that was all coming. I'll tell you something. I haven't actually had anything to eat tonight so far, but I had some chicken nuggets and chips earlier on from Burger King. So I'm getting fat. There you go. But I'll soon lose a bit of weight. Thomas, who is actually in the stream, I'll introduce him later on, is also in the chat. Marshall Burns, welcome to the stream, pal. Don't know what to say. The owners are greedy. And hey, big six, my ass. More like money grabbing six. What are your dad's thoughts on it? I think he was just more shocked than anything, really. I was explaining what was going on and stuff, and he was just like, oh, right, so there you go. Let's have a look. Cracking Player has put this as a disgrace. Sam Grill's put a load of, well, I can't say that word because it's bad language, but okay. By the way, I'm not going to actually delete the comments this time, but try and be as PG as you can in the chat. That'd be brilliant. Josh Lincoln, it's absolutely cack. Bound to lose 2-1. I'm a bit late. The match has already ended. Ha, ha, ha. The Harry Doherty. That's sort of become a meme on this channel now, hasn't it? For some reason, Michael Mitchell's gone for... sorry, why have I saying gone for? It's as if I'm doing the predictions. Because I'm not used to doing streams like this. But he's put absolute joke. Do us a favour, guys. Please do like the stream. We've got 10 or 11 people in the stream at the minute. Do like the stream. That'll be brilliant. But now the moment is just try and be as PG as you can in the chat. But yeah, it's a very bad thing. We're going to get straight underway. There's not just the European Super League we're going to be talking about. There's also we're going to talk a bit about Jose Mourinho getting sacked. I think it's because mostly that he disagrees with this as well. And there's other rumours going about as well. I've got a few quotes that one or two fans have sent in. And I'm also going to show you about this new Champions League format that's apparently coming in as well, which I think is a load of balls, quite frankly. Let's show you all the guests for tonight then. First of all, at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, we've got our Brighton expert. It's Garrick. How are you, pal?
Hi. Thanks for having me on.
Good. Bottom right-hand corner of your screen, it's our Reading fan, the man who thinks that Reading will still be unbeaten at the end of the season. Great to have him on, though. It's our Ukrainian Reading fan. It's Tom. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm doing well, thanks, mate. Bit disappointed with Reading's form, but as things stand, we might actually be going to the Premier League, so I'm quite happy with that. But yeah, no, it's just
I don't think you'll care less, really. You won't care less.
It's just a shambles at the moment. The state of football, I think it's an absolute joke what they're trying to pull here. But yeah, you know, it's all about money at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yes. It's all about the money, money, money. Oh no, sorry, I'm not going to even get involved in that song. Is that David Hoyle in disguise? Well, for starters, David Hoyle is not Ukrainian. Oh, dear me. Top... oh, dear. Top right-hand corner of your screen is Mr. Liam Martin. Anytime this week, Liam. Okay. All right. Well, we'll go to Adam Talk Sport, who's also with us this evening. We've got 5 people on, including me. Adam, are you there?
Hello.
Right, there you go. At least someone's there. Right, so Adam to us, we've got Tom, we've got Gavick, and Liam. Don't know where he's gone. Are you there, Liam? Oh my god. Okay, that's helpful, isn't it? We are getting a few aggressive messages about this. I'm just trying to. Where's Liam now? Oh well, we'll come back to Liam. We'll come back to Liam when he's back. But let's have a look at some comments that are coming through as well. I'll ask for your thoughts on some of these as well if you want. We've got a few comments, a lot of people in the chat, which is good to see. I want to get everyone's thoughts and opinions in tonight's stream. What have we got here? Sam Grill put ruining English football and England's chances at the Euros and the World Cup. Yeah, we'll mention that later on today. I hope I would join the Super League. I love money. No. It's a disgrace. I'm so disappointed in all the owners who just want to pay off their debts from EA Sports after being credit card merchants. That's from Harry Osmond, who is a Borough and Manchester City supporter. Sam Grilled put he's a Reading fan. No, yeah, but I can guarantee it's not David Hoyle. I think you can tell by the voice. It's definitely not not David Hoyle. Sorry. Marshall Burns. I think it's unfair on small teams like Harrogate to have no fans due to the virus. They can't make money because of the fans who make the money and spend it to watch their teams play on the Saturday. That is an important point. I absolutely agree 100% on that. Mike Loudon, thanks for joining. It's a load of beeping garbage. Spoiling football. The Super League is beeping beep. Right. Okay. I think you get the gist of that message there. It's just one of them beeps, isn't it? Red Dog Weekly, what shambles this is. Only positive is the lineups on tonight's show. Yes, we've got a decent lineup tonight. I'm fuming. Yep. How long is the stream on for? Could be approximately about an hour, really. I am wanting to finish this before 7:10 because I want to watch the darts and see Glendowen get absolutely mauled by MVG. But there you go. Sam Gwilt has also, but I think this is horrendous. Berry, for example, couldn't have been saved, but people only care when it's the big team suffering. The money can be used to save Barca from their debts, but not a team like Berry. Thumbs down. Yeah, it's just all about money, isn't it? These days, it's ridiculous. Cracking Player has put Newcastle have fought to stay up this season. Now it doesn't even matter. Shocking. I know it's ridiculous. Josh Lincoln put, I hope that Manchester FC fold. There's a lot of people actually who are wanting these clubs to sort of lose a lot of money because of it. Of course, UEFA have already come out and said that if the teams do participate, every single player that plays will be banned from the Euros and the World Cup. Now, also, that looks like the Champions League and the Europa League as well, for that instance as well. But I just want to get your thoughts on this very quickly, guys. Before we go on to anything else, Harry Osmond just put quickly, it's so crazy how the Glaziers can manipulate the whole integrity of English top-flight football. Because they're a bunch of, that's all I'm going to say. Yeah, I'm not going to say the word, obviously, but they haven't got a clue. The clueless don't know how to manage a football team, and they're the main ones in charge. First of all, I'm going to go to Tom on this. You've heard what people have said in the live chat, Tom. Of course, a lot of people aren't very happy. Are you on the same lines?
Yeah, definitely. I think the problem is Bayern Munich, Dortmund, and the German clubs, as much as they're holding away from joining at the moment, I think they're going to have their hands forced into joining. So what I reckon will probably happen is, so they'll probably stay in the German league for now, but then, all of the attention will be on these big clubs competing with each other. Their revenue will drop, and then you'll find that these clubs who are suddenly getting a lot more money, they'll start knocking on the door. Oh, Erling Haaland, let's have him. Jadon Sancho, we'll be taking him. And then, before you know it, you're miles behind where you should be. So I think they're going to have their hands forced. They'll end up in the Super League, and the rest of us are going to be left down here to starve. And it's just not ideal, is it really?
Yes, it is balmy. I'm not going to lie. You know, you mentioned obviously there's teams that are after the likes of Haaland, etc., and they're not going to be able to do it. The main question is, like, are players from different teams, are any of them going to want to join the top 6 now because of this? No.
I think
they might, just because that's where the money will be.
Well, yeah, but you're not getting any competition really out of it, are you? You're not going to get, like, everyone who plays football's dream is playing Premier League football, playing in Champions League, playing in European competitions, also getting into the international competitions. Now, if they join the Super League, they won't be able to do any of that because they'll be banned from the Euros, banned from the World Cup. Also, they won't be able to play in any of the Champions League or Europa League competitions. And also, I should just say, by the way, that they're creating a Europa Conference League, which is basically a BTEC Europa League, which is a bit balmy as well. But
it's a sad state of affairs.
It's ridiculous, really. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I just think, though, honestly, you know, not many people are going to be keeping up with the Premier League if it's West Ham competing with Leeds and Wolves, and eventually the Premier League will have their hand forced and let them back in, and you know, this will just carry on, and we'll be the ones that pay for it because all of the attention will be on them, none on us, and you know, our clubs will go bust. But as long as Man United and Chelsea are all right, who cares? You know, that's the problem.
I've got a few comments, and then I'll go to Garrick. I don't know where. Liam, are you there, by the way?
Right.
No, Liam's not there, never mind. I don't know where he's gone, or whether he's just... His mic's definitely turned on. I'm just looking, his mic's on, so what's happened to this? Can you hear me? No, we can't. We can't hear you, pal. If you're in there, Liam, just leave the studio and come back on again. Then it might work this time. I don't know what's happened there. Welcome to StreamYard. You can tell it's the first time I've used this. Okay, so let's have a look. Get a Sambalongo up front for England in the Euros. Well, he'll be going to the Congo, mate, because he's from Congo. I'm so angry I can't contain myself. Sorry, I need to get to bed. That's fine, man. Absolutely outrageous, the fact that Accrington Stanley's goalkeeper owns the FA and has rigged this in their favour as a scat. Okay. I don't know what you're going on about, mind. Is this definitely going to happen? Well, I bloody hope not. Me being a Benfica supporter, really hope that they don't take the offer to join the Super League. Not only is it going to ruin football, but let's be honest, Benfica will only get smashed each game. No, it's Arsenal that will get smashed every game, pal. I don't understand this. Now, obviously,
right,
you know, yeah, there we go. Liam's finally here. I'm going to go to you next, Garrick, anyway. But obviously, you've heard what Tom said. You've heard what everyone in the chat saying. First of all, are you on the same lines? And second of all, I don't understand how the likes of Arsenal, Tottenham, Manchester City, who none of them have won any European titles, how on earth do they get into this competition? Man City, okay, I can probably understand that because you know they've won cup competitions in the domestic cups, and you know they've won the league titles. But how can you add Tottenham and Arsenal in there when they haven't won a single thing? It's ridiculous.
It's simply money based. These teams want to just grow. They may be rubbish, but they just want to grow. They want to have more financially. Probably these other teams that maybe are better, like Leicester, probably don't want to be in there. Probably are focusing a lot less on money. But these clubs obviously care more about money than fans, and that is how sad football has come with just overall owners. You know, they prioritize financial situations over fans, which sucks really.
Yeah. By the way, someone has just joined called Hamish. Has put, how do you get Vaughn Storm on? He's one of the most famous people I've ever seen. A few more comments, by the way, and then we'll head over to who we got next. We'll go to Liam next, and then we'll finish with Adam before we go on to the next stuff and talk in more detail. But Basically, as for those who've just joined, by the way, the European Super League has been announced, and it looks it doesn't really it doesn't look particularly good. It'd be 12 founding teams with 3 more to join, and it's going to be a league consisting of 20 teams. How on earth they're going to get this to work, I will never know, because it's going to be a midweek thing. But it's a bit ridiculous. It's a bit bonkers, and it's all about money. They care more about the money than the fans, and that is exactly what Garrick said. It's a very, very sad thing. I've got a few quotes from different people that I'll just go through very quickly, and then we'll quickly go through your comments as well. By the way, Liam down the bottom is not Pie Face, Harry Pierce. It's not Pie Face. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a fan of Pie Face. No disrespect. There you go. So we've had 2 people have given us their thoughts on Instagram. 3. 2 people, and then there's a statement that's come out, which I'll read now. A statement came out by Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, the FC Bayern München, FC Bayern München chairman, I believe it is. I can't actually remember now. Commenting on the plans to introduce a European Super League, FC Bayern München CEO, Karl-Heinz Rummenigge has said that FC Bayern München has not been involved in the plans for creating a Super League. We are convinced that the current structure in football guarantees a reliable foundation. FC Bayern welcomes the reform of the Champions League because we believe they are the right steps to take forward for the development of European football. The modified group stage will contribute to an increase in excitement and the emotional experience in the competition. I do not believe that the Super League will solve the financial problems of European clubs that have arisen as a result of the pandemic. Rather, all clubs in Europe should work in solidarity to ensure that the cost structure, especially players' salaries and agent fees, are brought in line with revenues to make all of European football more rational. European football, the best part of it is the Champions League and Europa League. You take them away, you've got nothing to look forward to. There's no point finishing in the top 4. You're finishing top 4 for absolutely no reason. I absolutely agree with what Karl-Heinz Rummenigge has said there. That's a statement by him there. Let's have a look here. You've got Brighton, Middlesbrough, Plymouth, Reading fans involved. Nobody cares about these clubs, just about a bigger team. That's a bit of a bit of an interesting comment. That this guy, someone called Jack Mulbrew or something. I'll have a look at the others in a sec. He's also put, I love the idea of the Super League. I don't care about small clubs. Stop hating. I'll give over. Mate, nobody wants it. There's even smaller clubs that don't want it. Goodness me. Barlio.
Please tell me they try.
I mean, I'm pretty surely it must be. Barlio, Bristol City fan. First of all, I'm just proud to be a Bristol City fan, not have greedy owners who don't care about us. However, it has still been an impact on us. We can never be a big team anymore, no matter what we do. We can never have 2 fluke seasons and make it to the Prem or get United away in the Cup if this all happens. The lower leagues don't get talked about enough. With the Big 6 gone and all the money goes to the SL, then all the small clubs will be really struggling. Now, we absolutely has hit the nail on the head. The smaller teams don't get talked enough about. And obviously, Liam will know for himself. Plymouth, obviously. You're obviously Plymouth fan. And do you agree with that point? I 100% agree with it.
Yes, we are a League One club, 100%. People say we are a Championship club.
Not yet.
Not yet. No, not yet. A couple more seasons of League One. Yes, we are. 100% safe this season. Unless Rochdale win all their games, we lose all of them. But we only need one more point this season to stay up, to mathematically stay up. And we'll 100% get that. And the money we get, we had a new grandstand, Mayflower grandstand in Home Park. That's was paid for a lot of money for the club. Reaching the FA Cup against Liverpool, I think it was 3 years ago. that was a lot of money as well. Fortunately, we lost 1-0 on that one. But we are a small club, yes, we are. But like you said, we don't get much attention. And I think we should get more attention because smaller clubs should. Bigger clubs always get loads of attention, which is not fair on small clubs. You could be Rochdale, for example. You could be Rochdale. They don't get much attention. Neither do Swindon.
Bury.
But yes, Bury as well. Bury have gone bust, to be honest.
Yeah.
So have Macclesfield, but I think they are coming back to the 8th tier, I believe. I can't quite remember, to be honest with you. But
Right.
yeah.
Right. Okay. A few comments coming up. Rich Sports has joined us. Welcome to the stream. Barat Beautia has joined us as well. Glazers are the worst owners. Have Manchester United backed away from this? Not as far as I know. Don't think so. Barleyos, but sorry, a bit late. I've just read your quote out, pal. So you did get your point heard. What's wrong with the Super League? Sounds like a good concept where the big clubs play the big clubs. You're constantly seeing the best possible football. Sounds close. I can understand where it's coming from that, but the problem is the money. Like, all the big clubs are meant to have a lot of money anyway, and then you're getting the same teams getting the big money, and none of the lower teams are getting any attention. And the big part about getting promoted to the Premier League is and obviously, well, I mean, I've been through it with Bother. Garrick's been through it with Brighton, and obviously Tom's been there with Reading as well. You get promoted because the aim of getting promotions, you want to play against the big clubs.
Yeah.
If the big clubs get taken out of the Premier League, what's the point of going up? Because there's not a big range of competition nowadays. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the Premier League without the top six. I can probably agree with that, but it just wouldn't seem like the Premier League. It would just seem like the Championship all over again, really, wouldn't it? Just with less teams.
I agree with that. And obviously, we wouldn't be able to go to the biggest grounds in the country, like Old Trafford.
Precisely. Yeah. And the toilet seat. Yeah. Adam, are you still there, pal?
Yes.
And the empty stadium as well. Empty yard.
Oh, the empty yard, yeah. By the way, Harry Pierce has asked a question for you, Liam. Is Liam friends with Pieface?
Oh my! No. I do.
Hey, United Focus. United Focus have joined. I don't know whether it's Matthew or Luke, but whoever it is, hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well with your uni courses as well. I've heard you've been doing particularly decent. I heard Luke's been doing quite well as well. So good to see you in the stream, lads. It's like Wales without Cardiff and Swansea. Well, it would just be Newport, wouldn't it? Newport would just be the biggest team. But I still don't, people have said before that the Welsh teams like Cardiff and Swansea shouldn't be in the English leagues. They think they should just be in the Welsh leagues. But it's just pointless because you just know that either of them will win it. It'd be as worse. It'd be as bad as the Scottish League. Thank you, it's Luke. All right, Luke, how are you doing, pal? Hope you're doing well. But nice. It's a bit ridiculous, really, isn't it? Any other comments here? Darryl, do you know Boris Johnson? Not personally, no.
Yes, he's the Prime Minister. What is he?
I meet him every day.
He's got hair like a mop. By the way, I should just say for the usuals in the chat, up your nose.
And I am Drew.
Yes, Adam. We eventually got over to you. Sorry to keep you waiting for about 20 odd minutes, but yeah, you've heard what everyone else has to say. Is there anything you want to add?
Well, it's just a bad idea. And with Man United, we love to boast about our history. The amount of Premier League titles we've won, the 3 Champions Leagues we've won, all that basically means nothing now because of this whole. I don't even want to say like it shouldn't be called the European Super League. It should be called the European Disaster League because
Might as well be, wouldn't it? Yeah.
this is literally setting up clubs for disaster. Now, I'm from
Yeah.
Huddersfield, so I watch Town quite a bit, and you know when Huddersfield got promoted, everyone felt so happy because you know your club's in the Premier League. Now it's like, what's the point? You know, you can fight for top four for promotion, but
Yeah.
then with all this, it's like there's no prize at the end of it. So what is the point in trying?
Yes, absolutely agree. Jake, I don't know how you say this name. Sorry, not Jake. Jack. I don't know how you say this second name. Well, Jack in the chat anyways put an absolute joke, this Super League. I'll just show you. It's this guy. I don't know how to say that second name, but it's that guy. So there you go. An absolute joke, the Super League. Yeah, I agree. Barlio thinks that they should definitely add Rangers and Celtic to the FA Cup. I don't think either of them would win it, to be honest with you. Be certainly be interesting, though, wouldn't it? Obviously. Another quote, by the way, that I've got, and this is from Middlesbrough fan. It's your boy Lewis. That's his actual name, by the way, on the thingy. But I don't know. I think it's Lewis somebody. I don't know what his actual name. I think this European League should be. I think this European League should be punished. Teams that go in and then should not have money to spend. This is going to ruin football. I mean, to be honest with you, all the news that's been coming out today has just been all about this, and I'm like, give us a break. We don't want to know too much about it, and it's just, what's the point? Do we really need it? No. Why are they trying to bring in things that we don't bloody need? And the one thing that annoys me myself is it's the clubs have actually agreed to it. A lot of the footballers have tweeted out saying they don't want it. I think it's going to ruin football.
Yeah.
And apparently, Joel Glazier, the United board, apparently have told the players not to say anything about it. Well, hard luck because Bruno Fernandes has already said something about it. And
it works out, Bruno. That's.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking about players and managers, etc., going on about it, let's go on to Tottenham Hotspurs because Jose Mourinho has been sacked today. I would assume that it's for two different reasons. One, because he doesn't agree with the Super League.
Yeah.
And two, because of the recent results. Now, I don't understand why they've sacked him now when you've got a cup final coming up this weekend.
Yeah, that's what
They've sacked him at the worst time. And Ryan Mason, who's got no managerial experience, is taking charge. But what's happened? What's happened to football these days?
I'll
I
basically for this. I think it's more he didn't agree with the Super League. I feel like why would you sack Mourinho? Who, yes, Tottenham haven't been on the greatest form, but if Mourinho's known for one thing, apart from being grumpy, is that he can win trophies. You know, but most clubs he's been to has won trophies, so it wouldn't make sense for Tottenham to sack him now. So it must be the whole European, it must be because he doesn't agree with the Super League. And the comment from United Focus, I agree. I feel like they're trying to make it like the American sport, where it's just one conference, no promotion, no relegation, just like that.
But that's not the way that you want to go about it because you want to actually have something to play for. You don't want to be like, you don't want to be like in the bottom tier, like in the 12th tier or something, where you just started a club and you're literally just playing for nothing, trying to just get a few wins.
It's true. Apparently, if United decide to back out, like with this, they'd have to go into the 5th tier of English football.
It's if they went into the actual thing.
Yeah, because that's what I've been.
I don't know about it being the 5th tier. I don't think that would ever happen. But
it'll probably be the 10th if it happens.
The 10th.
Yeah.
I doubt
With
that.
the- with
We've
the
reached 10 notes, by the way. Thank you very
players.
much, gentlemen. So there you go.
Anyway, what I was
Go on,
Mourinho,
and what were you saying?
that one of my mates told me that he got sacked because of this morning he refused to take his players to training because
Yeah, that's
of
what I seen.
the Super League.
Yeah.
He doesn't agree with it, so he didn't take his players to training. So and the board obviously didn't like that, so they obviously had an argument and then they just sacked him just for that.
Wow.
Yeah, it
Message Liam, that's fine.
doesn't come as any surprise really, to be honest.
Yeah.
I could see a lot of managers and players leaving.
Yeah.
But what will be interesting is if it does go ahead, what will the players do? Like I see we'll see what some players are in it for. Because the players that stay are probably in it for the money. The players that leave are probably in it to actually play football. That's
Well,
why
yeah, personally, I know people say that money's important. Yeah, I mean, even if I was paying for 100 quid, I'd still do it. I mean, because, 10p, whatever. I wouldn't care about how much money I'd get. I would do it because I enjoy playing football. I don't play football very often, man, because I'm not fit enough. I'm about as fit as a dead pig. But there you go. Tom, do you have anything you want to say on this?
Mourinho is a fraud. Good riddance. What I've got to say.
I mean, he was definitely not at United in that third season, wasn't he? Like Adam's back now.
Problem with my camera.
Yeah, no worries. JCR, thank you for joining the stream, pal. Scotty B's just returned. He's cooking food. That's nice. What are you doing? Cooking currywurst or something? John Wayne got an Abendeshik for common. Neat Fox is joined as well. Hey, lads. John Wayne's put evening does and guests. Yes, Abend. Hope you're doing very, very well. Do give us your thoughts on this, by the way. It's always good to hear what people have to say. What I want to know, by the way, is there's another question I'm going to ask you guys. What does this mean for the clubs that don't play in Champions League, Europa League, etc., and the lower teams around the world? What does this mean for all the lower teams? Who wants to go first? Just anyone can go first.
I think there are going to be not just negatives, but I think there will also be benefits. Because if you think about it, at the beginning of the season, you look at the top six and you're like, well, one of those are going to win the league. It could start a bit more random with who wins the Premier League. I like that. I think that could be one. The league's a bit more interesting.
Someone clip this and send it to the bloody people in charge.
I don't think they'd listen, to be honest.
Well, no, they probably wouldn't because they were probably about as deaf as a fart. So there you go. Okay, there you go.
There's quite a lot of fear about money with the lower teams because obviously in the last 20, 30 years, teams have grown in money, so they've been able to get their fancy stadiums, update it, repairs. Are they still going to be able to afford that if we don't have the big six anymore? Because the TV rights will probably reduce, so these teams will get less money. So
Plus, don't forget the revenue, because there was also something else. I think Gary Neville mentioned this as well. It might be Gary Neville, might be Micah Richards yesterday in the United game. They were talking about the revenue that people get on the ticket sales and stuff when they play against the big teams. That's not going to happen anymore.
No. And I think there'll be a lot less people watching the games because the team's not there. So then,
Tom's gone.
So then the sort of need for TV, so like BT, for example, maybe won't pay as much as what they have previously because maybe it's not as important, it's not as popular for people to watch.
Yeah. Tom's just said he'll be back in a few moments. Right. I wondered what happened.
With
go on.
With the question you asked, I feel like, it could be a benefit for some clubs, but overall, the Premier League, they're probably gonna have to. They probably don't want to, but they're probably gonna have to sort of what's the word? Not force them to come back, but they'll have to agree for them to
Sympathise?
come back.
Well, not sympathise.
They'll have to probably just agree to them to come back because the Premier League, yes, I feel like what they're doing is right. They're trying not to allow it. But let's not like the Premier League aren't greedy themselves. Because there are a lot of times where the Premier League have been a bit greedy, and if the money's going, they'll probably have no choice but to allow the clubs back in.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. So I don't know how you say this guy. Soham Kawamaker. Don't know how you say that name, Fred. I've probably butchered that. Ham, no man. That was pathetic. Papa Perez literally said he will create his own World Cup if players are banned from playing in the FIFA World Cup. But he just wants the money, stupid. Do they go in the Conference League if they want to come back? There's been talks about that, but I don't do that.
Imagine if Bartomeu was still the Barca president. Oh my god, this would be terrible. It's already terrible, but with that guy, it would have been even more terrible.
Who you on about?
Bartomeu, the former Barcelona president.
Oh, yeah. That was bad. I don't know which is worse, him or Billy Iglesias.
The
I don't know which
reason
is worse.
Barca have agreed to this is because they're in debt. I feel like
The 10 million, no, 10 billion, something like that.
Yeah,
Quite a lot. They're in debt by quite a lot.
Yeah, and I feel like they're one of those clubs that were like, 3.5 billion, it could pay off our debt, which is probably what they're going to try and do with the money. That's, it's very. I feel like that's the option for my club, Man United, your club as well, Daz. They've just done it because they're greedy. They haven't done it for a cause.
Yeah, it's stupid.
They make up. There's rumours that Man U have some debt, but let's be honest, they've only done it because they want the money. Let's be honest.
It's not just United that's affected. It's all the teams. City,
same with Arsenal.
All the teams that are in this competition started from scratch, right? Started from scratch. Manchester United's sort of used to be some sort of workman's club. Liverpool is a fans club, and every single club has just thought more about money than their own fans. It's an absolute joke.
Yeah, I've actually.
By the way, £425 million to each team that has signed up to this. That's what I heard. 425 million just for signing up.
That's it. And then you get even more for winning and then playing.
Yeah, apparently
it's stupid. You got nothing to play for.
But I actually heard a rumor. I'm not sure how true it is. Obviously, Liverpool don't want it. Klopp, apparently, if Liverpool decide to go into the Super League, there's rumours that he might step down from his role as manager.
It'd be a shame as well, because look what he's done for them. He's been absolutely superb.
Yeah, if that happens, then Liverpool fans they're already probably angry at the owners, FSG, John Henry. Liverpool fans are going to turn on the club if the owners make Jurgen Klopp leave.
By the way, something else, this has just come up on Instagram, but apparently Marcelo Bielsa has come out and also said that one of the reasons football is the most popular sport in the world is because the weak can beat the powerful. That's what he's described it as. Gary Neville yesterday said that that it's an absolute joke and enough is enough. And I sympathise with him. He's made his points clear, and I think everyone has as well. Let's go on to this. Hopefully, this happens to me. Hang on a second. Saw how many chats for man, you totally ruined my name. Sorry about that. I'm not the best of pronunciations, pal.
I have a question for.
I'm from India, so. Well, for Garrick, yeah. Bear me a sec. I'm from India, so yeah, it's going to be I understand it's going to be hard to pronounce. So I apologise about that, pal. I saw somewhere Leeds fans was angry that they weren't a part of it. I mean, they're not that big a club, are they?
Leeds
So
have just
why
got
would they be in it? Why would they be in it? I mean,
Yeah.
come on, man. Only because they won the. If it was about you know, if it was all teams that have won the European leagues, Nottingham Forest would probably be in it back from the
Yeah.
70s. But, nah.
Villa would be part of it.
John Wayne, this was known and planned a long time ago. Now the plans will be executed. Yeah,
Probably.
very, very sadly as well. Right. I'm going to see if I can get this to work. I'm going to try and share screen. Let's see how this works.
Okay.
We're going to go on to the Champions League. God help us with this.
Could you see Klopp actually resigning if that happens, if Liverpool decide to go ahead with the plan?
Right, there we go.
Yeah.
Right, can you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just check. I'm just checking on the stream as well, actually, while I'm at it. Right. So I'm on the BBC Sport website. So UEFA have decided to change the what's the format for the UEFA Champions League. Now, this is after the 12 teams have been confirmed for the European Super League. 6 from India, 6 obviously from England, the big 6. Controversial new Champions League format is due to start in 2024, one until at least 2033. Good God. A planned announcement last month was scrapped amid arguments over the club involvement in the running of the tournaments. Now, the new format, by the way, I will just tell you, this was up earlier on today, but the new format has now been agreed by UEFA. So they changed it from 32 teams to 36. The new format sees 36 clubs qualifying for an expanded first phase, where all the clubs will play against 10 opponents of varying strengths. Now, I'd like to know how this is going to work, because they're looking to keep hold of the round of 16s. So this will result in the league table, the top 8 qualifying for the knockout phase, and the next 16 going into a playoffs for the remaining 8 slots. Now, this is interesting. So the top 8 teams qualifying for the knockout phase, and then the teams that are finishing, the other 16 teams, play against each other in head-to-heads to get into the knockout stage. Yes. I'm not going to lie, absolutely confused by this.
Yeah.
So how are they going to even do it in the leagues, though? Because you got 36 teams and they're wanting to play at least 10 opponents. That's not going to work. The only way that you could do the league is by having 9 teams in 4 leagues. It's the only way it would amount to 36. Or you do 13 teams in 3 different leagues. Then you're playing 12 games, 12 or 24 games each, but that would be too much. So I don't know how they're going to work this. So the other 16, so there will be the round of 16, and then obviously it's the same as the Champions League, the quarterfinals, this time. The other format's been criticised by fan groups, not least because 2 of the additional 4 slots will be allocated on the basis of past performances to the clubs with the highest UEFA coefficient that did not qualify for the Champions League automatically, but did qualify for another European competition. I will just mention, by the way, I'll just go off that. Let me stop sharing the screen. I will just also mention this is they are trying to bring in. Oh, hang on, Tom's come back in. Sorry, I didn't actually notice that. Liam's come back in. So sorry about that. I'll just put the screen back onto what it was originally. My problem is they're also bringing in this Europa Conference League, which is basically if this was the normal Premier League, so if it was as it was now, so if it came in last season, the 5th place teams, and sometimes it's normally 5th, 6th, and 7th for the Europa League, or is it now just 5th?
Well, because
you got the qualification round as well.
It's the FA Cup and Carabao Cup winners, or if they've already qualified, then it goes down to 5th and 7th.
So 5th, 6th, and 7th potentially qualify for the Europa League. This European Conference League would be teams finishing 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Would it?
Basically.
Well, that's what it seems like. To me, that's what it seems like. So it seems like finish top 10, you get into a European spot. But the European Conference League is basically a BTEC Europa League.
Yeah.
Is anyone going to even watch that? Because you're
No.
going to get teams that you're going to get other teams that you've never heard of. There's teams in the Europa League that people haven't even heard of, and now you're just going to see you're going to come up against teams that no one's heard of. Like I know a lot of people might not know about this team. Tom definitely nil. Well, Dnipro Petrovsk or whatever.
Dnipro Petrovsk. Yep, that's
Say again? Yeah,
Dnipro
however you-
Petrovsk. That's the club that they got to the final. this year. They lost to
however
Sevilla.
you pronounce it. Yeah, they lost to
they're a
Sevilla in
decent little side, but they
2015.
unfortunately,
Went
they got
bankrupt,
liquidated.
didn't
So
So it's teams that I mean, like Dnipro. I don't even know how you even said it because you said it that fast.
Dnipro Petrovsk.
Okay, I'm not even going to try it. I'm not going to even try it. But there's there's teams like, especially from the league, like Paris FC that a lot of people haven't heard of that could potentially.
I only
Get
heard them because I didn't realize with them.
It's just. Mark Shaw, by the way, has joined the stream. Thanks, John. As a long-term Manchester United fan, I'm no longer supporting the club. I don't blame you, to be honest. I have actually said this. Now, I never thought I'd say this, but if this European Super League goes ahead, that's the end of the United streams. I ain't watching them. I'm not watching. I'm not watching the European Super League. I don't care what anyone says. I ain't watching United playing that.
I doubt
because
it goes.
It's pointless. It shouldn't go ahead because there's too much going on. They don't even know what they're doing themselves. So
The reason I think it's not going to happen, and this is false hope, but I think the reason it might not happen is because of, FIFA and UEFA. They're just, even Boris Johnson is saying he doesn't want it to happen. And if the Prime Minister of the country is saying it, then surely it has to be serious. So I hope that whether it be Boris or UEFA or FIFA, I just hope that they can, say no. I honestly would not mind points being deducted from Man United if it means we don't
play in the Super League.
Yeah, I would much rather finish
Yeah.
this
I'm not gonna
season.
lie, right? This will sound stupid, but I'd rather be in the Championship or League One than playing that.
Yeah.
Just in Scotty B's message, what's the famous dinner? I had some chicken nuggets and chips earlier on today, but I haven't had anything since then. His usual question. Who are you going to support next, Leicester? No, I'll just stick to Bowen Bayern and Mask United. Thank you.
I'll probably just.
I have enough teams on the hand at the minute, so there you go.
I'll probably just. Yeah, I'll probably
The big
just.
question is how have Spurs got into the European League but not Leicester City? I mean, it's a valid point, really, isn't it? Because Leicester City have actually done more than Spurs have done in the past
I'll
couple
tell
of
you
years.
why I think they have.
It's all
Tottenham.
money.
Yeah, and money, and somehow Tottenham are considered a big club. I don't know how.
They spent a lot on their stadium, didn't they? Spent about, what was it,
I
400,
think
500
that's one of
million
the
on that
only
toilet.
reasons. Yeah, I think that's one of the only reasons that they're in, not because of their stadium, but because they actually have money and they have some good players. Kane, Son, that's about it.
Yeah.
So I don't get. I think no clubs should even sign up to this, but Leicester should have been the one offered instead of Spurs. But then you can say why
Yeah.
Arsenal involved because they're, they might not even top 10 this season.
To be honest with you, it could have been a lot worse for me personally because Bayern could have decided to do it. So I'm so glad Bayern didn't do it either. Bayern, PSG, Dortmund are amongst a lot of teams that have decided not to take part in this. And for the teams who haven't decided to take part, big up because the teams that are doing it are just doing it for the money. All I'm going to say is shove your money up your ass. And I don't say that lightly either. People will say,
but Dan, I've got a question.
very annoyed. Very annoyed at that. Go ahead, mate.
So I've got like a proposal for you. So would you be happy with it if there was relegations involved? So say, for instance, like the bottom 5 teams relegated, and there was a playoff system, which then meant that, say, for example, the winner of the playoffs in Turkey played a winner of the playoffs in England for a spot in that final, like 20 teams.
If it was like that, then I may not have had too much of a problem with it because there's a lot more to play for. You're playing in a competition where there's just nothing to play for other than just win a title. There's no relegation, there's no playoffs, there's no nothing. There's just 20 teams, and it's basically like a showcase of seeing big teams get demolished, a bit like Arsenal all the time. So, and I tell you what, I had to laugh at. Gary Neville said, I don't know how Manchester United, Arsenal, etc. are even in this because they couldn't even beat Fulham and they weren't even beating Burnley at this point. United didn't beat Burnley, but I don't understand. I don't understand where all of this has come from. Apparently, it's been in the plans for the last 10 or 11 years. Well, first I've bloody heard.
Guys, I'm gonna have to fly off now, Dad. But,
that's all right, Paul. Cheers for coming on.
no problem.
Speak to you soon. Mark Shaw in the chat. Mark Shaw in the chat. Let me just switch this round. There you go. Mark Shaw's put in the live chat. He's put cheers. Oh no, that's Scotty B for that. Oh, Liam's back in. God, one in, one out, in, out, shake it all about. You do the hokey cokey. Mark Shaw's put Spurs never. Oh bloody hell, I've lost it now. What have I done? Spurs never a big club, just big stadium and Nordic Cup. Yep. So they've got basically a Tim Pot trophy that no bugger really cares about in pre-season, which just takes place in at the Allianz Arena every 2 years. So the next one will actually be this pre-season. Actually, speaking of which, all being well, the Allianz. Spurs never a big club. I've already said that. What am I going on about? Just eating me breakfasts. That's nice. They were good. Yeah. I want to talk about, obviously this Champions League format. I don't think we spoke too much about it, but is it going to work? Because I don't think it's going to work at all.
No,
It just seems very confusing.
We'd have to scrap the Carabao Cup to make it work.
Which I don't think anyone gives a toss about that.
There's way more.
Nobody really cares about that.
Well, I think lower ones do obviously care because that's another chance of silverware. Obviously, it's smaller than the FA Cup, but it's another chance, for especially like clubs like Brighton. We're watching European games instead that we're not involved and we can't be involved in because we're simply not good enough. When we World Cup, which we can be involved in, and we are involved in at part of it, whether how long we are in it.
But if I'm being honest, I'd rather keep the FA Cup than keep the Carabao Cup. The Carabao Cup's only EFL teams, only 92 teams.
Oh yeah,
but
I'd want both.
The difference of the FA Cup, you get teams from all over the shop. You know, you had not Winners. Who did you have? Who was it? There wasn't Wid. No, was it Widnes? Who was it playing? Who played Tottenham Hotspurs?
That team from around Liverpool. I forget the name now.
I know it wasn't Widnes because
Marine.
Stadium's big. Yeah, it was Marine.
I think it was Marine. Yeah.
I knew it was. I knew it was from Masks League because they're in Masks League. Still don't understand. I wouldn't care. Mask were a better team than Marine. I don't know how Mask didn't get there. They lost to Warrington. Not Warrington. They lost to someone in the National League North in that competition, which were lucky. And Mark Shaw, Arsenal, on the other hand, haven't been in Champions League for 5 years, and they still won't be in the next 10 years. So there you go. But Arsenal, I don't understand why they're in it because they're not that good. I mean, I suppose if this does happen, I look forward to seeing Arsenal get absolutely whopped every single game. But it's just a pointless competition. Don't need it.
Yeah.
But if this new format, which it looks like this new format for Champions League, is going to go ahead, how do you think it's going to work? Because they're saying that it's going to be the top 8 teams. They're saying the top 8 teams. It's silly. They're saying that the top 8 teams in the groups will. Sorry, I think it must just be a league of. Must just be a league of 24, but I don't know how you're going to be able to fit it in because it's midweek.
It's a whole 36, but the top 8 are automatically through with.
But how are you going to have time? How are you going to have time to play that many games?
Exactly.
And then fit in the knockout phase as well. You're basically going through 2 seasons.
Exactly.
You're not going to be able to play 30 games in midweek when you've got your domestic games during the midweek as well.
That's the point. They'll just
It's
scrap
preposterous.
for the European games. Like we might see the FA Cup completely squashed into something way smaller. As I said, Carabao Cup may go. It might even get to a point where we scrap the FA Cup as well. I mean, I hope not, but I see that happening. Like with this Champions League, we haven't been scrapping the FA Cup replays like the quarterfinals and stuff for fitness reasons. Rubbish. It's so they can fit in more European games.
It's stupid, really.
But the thing is,
just in
Premier League
Sorry,
teams, they play
go
38
on.
games a season, don't they? But, in the Football League, we play 46. So you've got a leeway there of around 8 games. Does that help at all?
The difference with us is we play. I mean, you're the exact same. We play Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, sometimes Wednesdays. So we play approximately 3 league games in the space of a week. The Premier League only tend to play 1 match a week, or 2 at the very, very most.
Yeah, so they'd almost have to adapt to the schedule that we have. And the thing is, though, you'd like to think Premier League teams.
But you're not going to be able to manage it.
Bigger squads.
Not going to manage it. By the way, just in answer to Hypes, how can I join it? Well, we're not going to be live for too much longer anyway because I'm watching the Data 10 past, so which is probably going to be more exciting than the football minute. Can they not use? Sorry, hang on. No, I've read that wrong. Can they not use the Super League as a pre-season thing or something? Maybe that wouldn't be a problem. No, because it would be a full season. It's ridiculous. Yes, I'll probably be on the Sarnies tonight. If this happens, what will happen in the Championship? How many teams going up? Tom said earlier, this was off camera, by the way.
6 going down.
That's what we thought, but Tom thinks it's going to be different.
Yeah, I saw somewhere that said a 6 additional teams. So you've got 3 already going up. So 3 plus 6 equals 9. So I think that would mean first to 9th.
But I think it would mean, wouldn't it be 6 in? Wouldn't it be just 6 in total? Because you got the 3 going up anyway.
No, because they'd still consider relegations as being relegation. So you're losing 9 teams in the Premier League. So you'd have to make up with 9 teams in the Championship.
Oh, right. God.
So what does
and then that'll be the case for every single league. That would mean that Plymouth would go down.
We'll go straight back up. So it doesn't really matter.
Because if that was the case for the Championship, that would have to be the case for all the other leagues as well. 9 go down, go up, 9 go up, down, up. But it would just cause uproar, really, wouldn't it? Doing that.
It doesn't really matter because we'll go straight back up anyway. So
I don't know.
Oh,
But,
yes, we are. We're too big.
I think they need to get Celtic and Rangers in the Premier League now, just to add a bit more flair. Because can you imagine a situation where you've got Celtic, Rangers, Millwall, West Ham, Cardiff?
I'm not sure if they would do that because don't you remember when Scotland were wanting to be an independent country? That would mean you'd have to have passports to go there.
Yeah, true. That would cause a nightmare in that situation. But I think,
well, it wouldn't it just? Yeah.
Yeah, but losing those top 6 teams, it's just going to take the appeal away from the Premier League. So you almost need to compensate.
So it won't be called the Premier League anymore. It'll just be called the
league.
Yeah, we all had the same idea there. But very quickly before we end, Tom, whilst you're talking, do you think this new Champions League? I'll ask all 3 of you actually while I'm at it, but I'll go. Oh, what's happened here? There's Oh, sorry. The stream for some reason just paused on my iPad. I didn't even notice. Ah, dear. Do you think this new Champions League format's going to work? I don't think so.
No, I think it's really weird and almost coincidental that they've launched this plan to coincide with this Super League at the same time. So it's too much change. I've always operated with the thought of if it's not broke, don't fix it. There was nothing wrong with the old format. So what the hell are they even doing with it? So
I think they wanted to add more interest in it, but they're just making a massive cock up.
Yeah, they're making it too confusing. Like, there's too much to keep up with for the general fan. Like, say, for instance, someone in America who is tuning in and just likes watching the odd game, you've now got to keep on top of the third Europa League division where you've got some random team from Belarus playing some random team against, from Kazakhstan. Like, no one wants to see that.
which would probably be CSKA Sofia.
Yeah, something like that. It's just like, who cares? Just keep.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine the you got that league, and then you're coming up against teams like you have Maccabi Tel Aviv in a normal Europa League, but they create a Europa League 2, and you've got teams like that you've never heard of. So you've got teams like. Let's have a look. So you got teams like Giannina from Greece that you've never heard of, playing against somebody like somebody like Lokomotiv Moscow. I don't really
exactly. And like, I'll quickly add this. There was
it just sounds stupid.
But yeah, I'll quickly add this. So there was a player who played for Reading called Brian Howard. So he moved over to Bulgaria. I think he played for CSKA Sofia, who are quite a big club out there. But anyway,
they're the biggest ones.
Club, so they weren't paying his wages. They were quite literally saying, "Oh, if you win the next game, we'll pay you your wages." So he'd do that. Then he'd be like, "Oh, if you win the next one, we'll pay you your wages now." So if you start mixing these clubs who can't even afford their own wages, and then they've got to start considering, right, we've got to fly out to Kazakhstan tomorrow. It's all going to collapse in on itself. They don't have the money to fund this to start off with. So it's just ludicrous. It makes no sense whatsoever. That's my final point, I suppose. It's stupid.
Yeah. By the way, I just want to say, how far back you gone?
What, in terms of?
I don't recall, because I don't recall ever watching football and seeing the player called him playing for yous.
Oh, Brian Howard. No, he played for us in about 2011. Yeah, around like that 2010 kind of period. So it's a long time ago. But these clubs.
I never remember the player.
They don't pay the wages, so it's just gonna be a nightmare.
Turned into Bolton then.
Yeah, quite literally. But it's all of them. It's quite literally all of them across Bulgaria and all these different countries.
What a mess. Oh dear. Gavik, is there anything you want to say?
Well, as I say, I think the only way it's going to happen is if we end up scrapping our domestic competitions, or some of them, or cutting down, like, for example, going down to 18 teams in the Premier League. And that isn't ideal at all, but it looks like it's the way forward. I don't see it not happening, because it's like a gradual change if you think about it. Like, we got the Europa League coming in, 10 years ago now, when that came in. It's gradually changing. The Champions League was expanded in the 90s. Then you got the Europa League. Now you got the Conference League. And now from 2024, they've now made the Champions League even bigger. I think that could be one step away from their own sort of league, if you think about it. And then domestic being a winner.
Yeah. Finally, Liam?
Yeah, it's. I don't want it to happen, because if it happens, it's a joke, and if it happens, also, like you, I'm not gonna watch it. It's gonna be so boring, and the so-called top 6 will be in it, and teams like West Ham, Wolves, Brighton, who else? Newcastle.
I suppose the only positive about it is you've still got the likes of Bayern, PSG, etc. in there, so you've still got the big teams. Well, some of the big teams, but you've got no Barca, Real Madrid, Juventus. Then again, to be honest with you, I think they're all tin pot clubs these days. So there you go. So carry on. What were you saying? Sorry.
So if it didn't happen, Europa League and Champions League would be scrapped on it.
Well, I don't think they'd scrap the Champions League in Europa League.
Oh, good, because if that was scrapped, and then
It would just mean you've got Leicester, West Ham, Billy Leeds, etc. in there.
That's so boring. Watching West Ham against Leeds or West Ham against Brighton is just gonna be so dead, so boring.
Yeah. Elliot in the chat, who is a Chelsea fan, is actually for the Super League rather than against.
Wow, fair enough.
Wow.
Think it's a great idea. Scrap the Premier League and move to this. Well, no,
Yeah.
but it's unfair on the other teams
Yeah.
at the same time. You got to remember that.
So you're saying
Tom's had to leave us, saying cheers. I'd had to dip out for Monday Night Football. I mean, God help you there. But he said, good to speak to you all. Yep, that's fine.
Yeah,
Cheers
no
for coming on,
problem.
pal. Would Pep, Ollie, or Jurgen Klopp be happy in the Super League? I doubt it. One simple move, boycott as well. Yep, but I don't think there's much more we can really say now. I think we've
No.
sort of covered
Good.
everything, and it is 7:10, so I'm going to end it here because I want to go and watch the darts. Me and Liam will probably be live on Instagram in a few moments, doing the darts. If he's joining me tonight, because he sometimes does. I've just seen something on Instagram, a video of Leeds and Liverpool fans all outside Ellen Road chasing the Liverpool bus.
Wow.
Yeah, there's no social distancing in that. Then it's like watching AFTV when they score. They don't social distance, but they social distance.
I don't understand that. Yeah. If it happens, all the clubs will make a lot more money. Yes, but then you've got to think about all the lower clubs who aren't making much money. It's unfair because they don't get much of a mention. It'll affect a lot of the lower clubs more than the bigger clubs, really, to be honest with you. But that's going to be it, I think. We've covered everything there. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Cheers to Adam and Tom, who've had to leave us today. Liam, thanks for joining me. And Garrick, great to have you on as well. Thanks for joining us. And hopefully we'll. I'm hoping that we don't have to do another stream talking about this again. But it'd be good to do another stream bit like this again with you lot on again.
StreamYard's very good. It's good.
Yeah.
The only downfall is I can't use the intro or anything. So that's the only downfall. I can't put graphics on. So I don't know how to, but it's all right when you got guests on because it's all right. But
yeah.
But I do still prefer OBS. But this is probably more reliable because it doesn't really crash as such.
No.
So it's all right. Hope you all enjoyed it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us. From me, Garrick, Liam, Tom as well, and also Adam. We'll speak to you all very, very soon. Take care.
Bye.